Hey everyone, welcome back to TCO Performance Center. Time to talk quarterbacks with Vikings quarterbacks coach Kevin Stefanski. Well, interesting change to your quarterback room this offseason.
Yeah, a lot of change.
Yeah.
A lot of change. So some new faces in there, and it's been an exciting time. Walking into a brand new building, brand new quarterback room, and then the faces that are walking into that room. It's been pretty fun.
So how would you describe the room to someone? Because I would imagine it's like a teacher in a classroom, right? Every year is something different. It's got a different personality to it. So what's the room like?
It's a collaborative room. It's a room that really supports each other, which is important. You have guys that have played a lot of football in Kirk and Trevor. You have some younger guys in there, and Kyle Sloter and Peter Pujols. So it's a good mix of young and old. So we're having a lot of fun in there.
We talked to Kirk earlier during minicamp about the quarterback is the leader, but he's new. And so it's hard in a football locker room to step in and be a leader in your first year, but he's a quarterback, so he kind of has to. How do you think he's done with that balance?
I think he's done great, and I think the most important thing is what he's done is he's himself. He doesn't force any type of personality or anything like that, and I think the guys really respond to that. So his nature is real, and I think the guys really want to now follow him because he's shown that this is who I am.
So you got to know Kirk Cousins, you know, when he was a Redskin, and actually you got to know him at the Senior Bowl.
That's true.
So now that you're coaching him and working with him, is there anything you've learned about him that you didn't? I'm sure there are a lot of things you have, but what stands out to you that, oh, this is what he's like? I didn't think that.
Yeah, I think the guy off the field, he's a consummate pro. I mean, just on top of his game, he's so fully committed to what we're doing, and it's impressive. I mean, he walks into work, he's carrying a little duffel bag every day. It's like he's carrying his lunch pail or he's carrying his briefcase. I mean, this is his job, and he treats it like that. The sky's the limit on what you can ask of a guy like that.
Fans really like to ask about and watch Kyle Sloter. Do you know that?
I didn't know that.
They do.
It's good to hear.
They're very curious about him. Yeah. So educate us a little bit.
Kyle Sloter is a young guy that we got out of the Denver Broncos last year at around the cut-down time. And Kyle has a lot of tools. He played quarterback and wide receiver in college, first at Southern Miss, then at Northern Colorado. Kyle's got great height, arm strength, athleticism. He just hasn't played a lot of football. So Kyle's one of those young men that you're trying to mold and turn into an NFL prospect. All the while he has a great repertoire of skills that we're just trying to get out of him.
With Trevor Siemian, we saw him play for the Broncos and he did some good things. Is he doing good things here?
Oh, for sure. And we've seen, I mean, we lived it last year, and you see it across the NFL every year. The backup quarterback's an important position. Yeah. So we're really fortunate to have a guy that's played a lot of football, has won a lot of football games. He is a cerebral guy. So it's just fun to have a guy in there that can fill that role for us. If we need him, he's ready to go. And I think that's been his approach to the offseason. He's done a really nice job.
Yeah, all the offensive coordinators who have worked with you always say such good things about you. So you have a way to develop good relationships with those guys. So how's it going with Flip?
Great. You know, Flip and I are from, our towns are about a mile apart growing up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I've known Flip over the years, and it's been really refreshing to work with him. He comes from an offense that I'm mostly familiar with. They were kind of West Coast there in Philly, and he has his own ideas and different twists off of that. So we're building the Minnesota Vikings offense, and we're doing it as a group, which is really fun, and he's been great to work with, and you know, he's a quarterback guy too, so we can share stories and how we've done things. So he's been great for me, and I hope that moving forward we have a good staff.
What's the exchange like where he comes in and he's got his ideas, but you guys as a staff and most of the offensive roster are the same? Yeah. So you got to kind of meld those two ideas together. What's that like? It's
been pretty seamless. They're just plays. So you try to pick the good ones and throw out the bad ones. But really what you're doing more than anything is you're saying, who are our guys and what do they do well? And both with Flip, with our offensive staff, with Coach Zim, we can identify those things and then build our offense, because we don't have to be anything from the past. We don't have to be anything what we've done here in the past or what Flip's done. We're just trying to build the 2018 Minnesota Vikings as best we can.
What's it like going against Zim and that defensive staff and those players every day in practice?
I mean, it couldn't get any better. I mean, you want, as a coach, you want to be challenged in practice. You want your players challenged in practice, and I promise you, we are challenged. It's the #1 defense, and they don't make mistakes. So really makes you as an offense be on your toes and be about your business. So I'm glad I don't have to face those guys on Sundays, and I think we get a ton of good work with them during the practice.
Last question, we're at TCO Performance Center now, and you've basically been with the Wilfs every step of the way for their ownership. I know that you're not surprised that the building turned out the way it did, but just give us a few of your thoughts on this building so far.
It's massive. It's beautiful. They did everything right. You know, I keep waiting for something. I'm looking around the corner. We must have screwed something up here, and it's just not the case. You can't find it. The indoor is beautiful. The fields are top-notch. The meeting rooms across the board is just a first-class building, and it's a first-class building for a first-class organization, and I'm just proud to be part of it.
TCO Studios is first class too.
Well, that's where you guys are, right?
Yeah, that is where we are.
I'm trying to avoid you.
Yeah, I know you do, but you can't. You can't do it.
I'll try.
All right, man. Thanks for your time.